Today we have a 2016 GLC 300 and the radio doesn't work is the customer complaint. It keeps on saying command shutting off. The command is this unit up here. It's what controls the navigation, the radio, the satellite radio, all that stuff, right? So we're gonna go ahead and attempt to turn it on. There's a power button down here. It lights up, the screen turns on. It gives you a little warning. The music turns on. About 5 seconds later, it says command shutting off. It turns off. So now what do we do to fix that problem? So the first thing we do is we hook it up to the Mercedes tester and we do a short test on it. We interrogate each module. This car has 52 different modules that can store diagnostic codes, radio being one of them. There are two codes. One's a B159413, which means the data line between the head unit has an open circuit. There's also a code UO15587, which is a communication with instrument cluster is missing signal. This is the problem that we're having with the command. It says that it keeps on turning off. The customer let me into some information. She told me that there was a spill of laundry detergent in the back and then it was detailed, and after all that happened, the command stopped working. This is all starting to make sense. So there's either an open circuit or there's a missing signal. Both of them kind of sort of mean the same thing. An open circuit could just be a bad fuse. So back here in the back, there's a fuse panel. There's also a bunch of fuses that control the command center that are up underneath the A-pillar right kick panel. Checked all those fuses that have anything to do with the radio. They're all good and they're working, they have power. The next thing we go after is like, okay, so what exactly got spilled? And you can see there's like some iridescent stuff underneath here. There's also, when I was doing my research, there is a radio antenna back here. You can feel it, it feels soapy. You can see it's also back here. See how it's run down over this edge and then it's going down there onto the Sirius? See how right there on top of that Sirius, there is that same laundry detergent. It's spilled onto the top of the radio into those vent holes. If it is getting a corrupted signal because there's laundry detergent on top of this now, let's remove the bad signal by just disconnecting this unit out of the system and let's see what happens. So we're gonna turn the car back on. Okay, immediately, one thing different. The radio turned on, the music started playing while it was giving us that warning. That's the first thing that it did. By this time, we would have already gotten that warning message that it was shutting off. I can repeat those results. So if I go back, plug that back in, and I have to lock the car and unlock the car. And if I go and turn the radio back on, I get that system shutting off. Turns the whole radio off, it turns everything off. If I go back there, disconnect it, come back into the car and turn it on, then this works. So what's happening is the signal is corrupted from that unit in the back of the car, and it's telling this head unit up here that it's not getting a signal and it just shuts off. Cool thing on this is that the AM and the FM still work. The Bluetooth, I imagine the Bluetooth radio still will work on this car. If they have to have satellite radio, then they have to buy a new satellite radio antenna. But if they don't ever listen to the satellite radio, you can leave that disconnected for eternity, and this car just won't have satellite radio, but the command will still work without spending thousands of dollars trying to put new antennas in and everything else. Will the backup camera still work? So if I start it and throw it in reverse here, does the backup camera work? Yes, it does. It turns on. Awesome. Radio plays. Perfect.